Welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Max.
I'm Alex.
And this is our 100th and final for the Chasing Tone podcast. We're actually at NAMM. We're actually at the hotel tonight. We're actually, we have had a long weekend and had a great party tonight with Earthquaker Devices and all the boutique pedal builders. Mm-hmm. All the pedal builders, really. And everybody. Boutique. I mean, just a great community of people that all came together and had a lot of fun. Yep. And, man, what's the coolest thing you've seen tonight, Alex? Hold on, before that, let me preface this with Alex Clay. If you guys don't know, Alex Clay is the guy that, if you're on the Wampler Pedals Tone group, he's probably the guy that's talking to you a lot of the time. He does a ton of the Instagram stuff, a ton of the Twitter and Facebook stuff. So Alex is a huge part of the organization. So Alex, what is some of the coolest stuff what one cool thing that you've seen that really sticks out in your mind?
Being my first time at NAMM, it's really just all of it's kind of been a lot to soak in.
Right.
Right. The Ignitor booth was really cool. They've got lots of new, the cool pedals and new amps and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Frank Falbo's guitar from, Falbo Guitars. Yeah. His acoustics are just stellar, just unbelievable. I went over and saw JHS's booth, and they just had a killer booth. I mean, just a huge booth. It was great, great setup. Right. Lots of room, lots of space, just colorful, just very, eye-catching. Mm-hmm. Earthquaker Devices booth was also killer. They had one on each side. They had a stage on one side, and they actually had a harpist, I guess that's how you say it, playing through the arpanoid, which was the weirdest thing I've ever heard, but it was actually really cool. And it's, they always push the boundaries of stuff that you don't always think about. Right. So I really, really enjoyed that. And then it topped it off meeting Jamie tonight. So
meeting Jamie from Earthquaker.
Yeah, meeting Jamie from Earthquaker. And
cool guy. Very cool guy.
Yes, just very down-to-earth guy, very humble, very nice guy.
Yeah. Max, any thoughts from your perspective?
I got to see the inside of the booth. I haven't really left.
I like the part where I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was neat.
In the taco truck, or whatever the thing was.
The taco truck.
Get some food real quick.
Yeah, almost got into a fight with a religious zealot outside.
Yeah.
There's these stupid individuals holding these signs about sinful behavior and homosexuality. And
how everyone's burning in hell but them.
So my theme for this whole trip was like any video that Brian tries to take or any picture Brian tries to take, I just give him the bird, right? So I thought it'd be funny.
If you were watching on Snapchat, then you know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
So I thought it'd be funny to get a selfie with one of these guys holding his signs and giving him the bird. And he started pushing me.
Really?
Yeah, and I started getting up in his face, and the cop came over and was like, "Hey, you guys, you got to break it up."
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I went back inside. That was like the highlight of my whole trip. That and free drinks.
It got even better because I was FaceTiming my son, who's 3. Yeah. And Max thought that I was periscoping for the main periscope for Wampler Pedals. Yeah. And so he flipped my 3-year-old the bird.
Oh.
Luckily, he didn't know what it was, but it was cool.
He's got to learn sometime.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Why is he counting to 1, Daddy?
I don't know.
So Daddy's number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy's number 1.
There you go. Exactly.
I don't know what the coolest thing. I'll tell you, the coolest thing that I think I saw is just I've never had a chance to actually sit down with all the Strymon stuff, right, and really play through each one and just see what they do. I really dig their stuff. I have some of their stuff, right, but like to actually play through each individual one and see kind of how they put together what they would call their idea of what a good pedal line is. Right, it was kind of cool. Like from an outside from my perspective of building guitar pedals and designing guitar pedals, it was cool to see like how they envisioned a guitar line or a guitar pedal line. I like that. So
very cool.
That was very cool. Yeah. And of course, I mean it's been a very long weekend. I mean, it's been a great weekend. Don't get me wrong. I mean, NAMM is full of tons of gear everywhere, right? So there's all kinds of gear. There's all kinds of companies that are putting out all their newest stuff.
It's unreal.
So I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's also exhausting because it's 4 solid straight days of a ton of people all around you and constant noise. I mean, there's people playing different songs all around you, so it's a million different songs all at once.
Yes.
And for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it can definitely wear on a person, but it's it's cool that like we could do on this helicopter fly over.
It went that way.
Of course.
Yeah.
What? I thought you guys were gonna make sure that didn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we cut the waterfall off.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool. Like an event like tonight that Earthquaker put on, that they basically got all the guys that build gear together, and we just hung out, had fun, drank a beer or two, and just talked and just
Some
laughed
people
and,
4 or 5 or
Yeah,
6.
some people-
Yeah.
Josh got the quote of the night at the Pedal Builder Summit.
Yes. Yes.
He said, if a bomb went off in this room, boss goes back to being number one.
That's true. Yeah, that was great. So yeah, it's because everybody that was like in the quote unquote boutique industry said I'm sorry, everybody that was in the quote unquote boutique industry was basically in this room. So if something happened to this room, then there would be like no companies besides
You
Boss
go back and buy metal
and
metal
DOD.
zones.
You'd
Yeah.
be back
Buy
to
metal
buy
zones.
metal zones and
DS1s,
yeah. So that was cool. So obviously, if you've been watching the podcast or listening to the podcast for a while or whatever, the sound is different tonight. So we're actually here at Disneyland Resort.
It's true.
In Anaheim. You probably hear background noise of waterfalls and music and whatever else. So, and like we announced last week on the 99th episode, this is the final Chasing Tone podcast and video show.
The
Now,
needs.
End of an era.
Yeah, I mean, 100 is a good place to end it on.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'll kind of explain. Actually, we did a 60 cycle hum podcast today.
Right.
And Max and I talked about this.
Yeah.
I mean, like when we started 60 cycle hum, when we started Chasing Tone, it was the idea of us all hanging out in the car like we did for you and Travis for years, and just talking about stuff, just hanging out and talking about gear and what's going on, and
Right.
and Travis was such a strong personality. In a good way. I mean, just a great guy, just very cool guy to just to be around. I mean, it was just entertaining, And so, I was telling Travis like we should like mic this and record this. I mean, people could get value out of like my opinions, your opinions, Max's opinions. I mean, our views on how we use gear. What we do differently, how we achieve different things. I mean, so that was the whole intent, and I think I know definitely we're going to continue the audio side in some form or fashion. It may not be branded as Chasing Tone. We may brand it as something else in the next few weeks. The audio guys will find out very soon, because Max and I will talk to you. Specifically, if you are on the podcast, if you're subscribing to the podcast. As far as video goes, we have some big plans. We have tons of content that's coming up. We have some really cool things coming up. So just stay tuned. Keep watching YouTube. Make sure you tell your friends that we're going to be putting out some cool stuff. We're going to be helping you guys gain value. We're going to be helping you guys learn things and learn how to do things and achieve the tones that you guys have always wanted to achieve. So we really appreciate all the support over the past year and a half.
A year and a half, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, thanks so much. I mean, thanks to everyone that's been involved. Just stay tuned. Audio guys, hang in there. We'll give you a special note here shortly. Video guys, stay tuned to the YouTube channel, and cool things are coming up. So thanks for watching. We appreciate everything, and we'll see you very soon.